Hi, and welcome to the Tech Doctor Network, episode 12, all about passwords and my favourite password keeper, Lastpass. Working in IT, I probably spend more of my day dealing with passwords than anything else. It's not unusual for me to have to reset the passwords of 5 to 15 users each and every day, mostly students. The reality of the world today is that for the time being, we're going to need passwords, or passphrases, or passcodes, or whatever you choose to call them. In this episode, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas for creating strong, memorable passwords and introduce you to a system that will mean you're mostly free from passwords completely. But before we go there, let's ask the question, why do we need passwords at all? Put simply, computer systems need a way to identify who we are. And until we come up with a better, cheaper way to do it, usernames and passwords are likely here to stay. The first concept I want you to consider is the idea of passphrases. A passphrase is a group of 4 to 5 words, often with a few numbers and symbols to make the complexity scales happy. Here's a simple example. Welcome to the jungle. Yes, it's the title of a wonderful Guns N' Roses song from my youth. No, it's never been my password on any site. Other than the fact that I just posted it here in this video, it would make a pretty good password. It's a total of 22 characters long, contains upper and lowercase letters and a number and a symbol, the full stop at the end. According to Kaspersky's password website, it could be cracked in 1,966 centuries on a home PC. I think that's secure enough for me. You could use a favourite poem, song, or nursery rhyme. It could even be the names of your first 4 goldfish. If you're stuck somewhere that forces you to change your password frequently, you could incorporate the month or season you change the password into the passphrase itself. The possibilities are endless, and the couple of extra seconds you spend typing a longer password will be more than made up for by the time and humiliation saved not having to go to the IT guide for a password reset. The second concept is that of layers of password security. Many people will tell you not to reuse the same password on multiple sites, and while it's good advice, without a password manager it's simply not feasible for most people. It's quite likely that at some point in time, some of the sites into which you put your username and password will be compromised, and those passwords will be shared on the internet. Therefore, people will be able to use those credentials on other sites, which is not what we want. Rather than use unique passwords, I prefer to think in layers of security. The bottom level is websites that I really don't care about, where there is no personal information or financial connection at all. Forums, news sites, reminders, that sort of thing, often get the same or similar passwords and a low care factor. Up the list are those sites that hold personal information or act as a password gateway for other sites. Not only is there some personal information there, but my Facebook login is also my login for a variety of other sites, although admittedly that most of them are bottom tier sites. Second tier from the top is sites that include banking, credit cards, or government identity. These need to be super secure and unique. The top of the chain for me holds 2 passwords, the one for my email and the one for Lastpass. Why email, you say? Well, most of the other passwords can be reset via my email account, so if someone has access to that, they have access to change almost every password I have. The last one is Lastpass, my password management software. Lastpass is my password brain. It remembers all my passwords for me so that I don't have to. To be fair, I do remember many of the important passwords I need day to day, but for everything else, there's Lastpass. Looking in my Lastpass console, it holds passwords for 1,535 sites. Each of those sites may hold between 1 and 20 different accounts. But how does it work, I hear you ask? Lastpass is a web service and browser extension. I'll cover more about Chrome extensions in another episode soon. But basically it plugs into Chrome and helps you to get things done. In this case, it offers to generate truly random passwords for you and then remember your passwords when you change them. Anytime I go to a site that I have a saved password for, Lastpass will either automatically log me in, fill in my username and password for me, or, if there are many, it will sit patiently up in the Chrome toolbar waiting for me to activate it and call down all of my saved accounts for that site. When it sees that I'm signing into a new site, it offers to remember that site's username and password for me, as well as giving me a way to generate totally random, really secure, but totally immemorable passwords programmatically. I invite you to give it a try using the link above or the one in the show notes below. Full disclosure, I'm a Lastpass premium user, and if you use that link and sign up for a premium account, I'll get a free month, and you'll get a free month. Thanks for that. It's worth noting before we go any further that being logged into your Google account and using Chrome will actually do a decent portion of these tasks of remembering passwords, but it's not quite as flexible. Before I finish, I want to share with you a final concept that is gaining traction: two-factor authentication, or 2FA as it's known. Two-factor authentication is also called universal second factor, and it's an addition to passwords and possibly a replacement for them that uses something that you have. You may be familiar with the concept of a text message used to reset a password if you've forgotten it. This relies on what is called a second factor. The first factor is something you know, your username and password. The second factor is something you have, in the case of a text message, your mobile phone. It may also be the fingerprint reader or facial recognition on your smartphone. These systems add a second layer of security if used properly and are worth considering. Lastpass has several that works well with them. Okay, I hope that was useful. At the Tech Doctor Network, our goal is to help you feel comfortable with your computer. We're here to guide you each step of the way so you can be comfortable with your technology and make the best use of it. We release new videos every weekend and would love you to subscribe. If you have a question or a comment, please pop it in the comments below. I'm here to help you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.